Alright guys, we're gonna make a video, hopefully to help some of the real new people to paint lures. If you haven't done one, or you're looking into doing them, a few things that really helped me when I first started. But first, I always take my bills, unless it's lipless I guess, but for these, you'll take pretty much everything unless you want it transparent. Give it a good coat of white. I always start my brush off the lure, because for some reason it always gets a little splatter. So we got a decent coat on there. There's a little thin spot there, but go ahead, get a nice coat on there. And then I always heat set everything unless I got time, which 90% of the time I do not have time. But some people use hair dryers. Oh, camera just fell. Like I said, some people use hair dryers. I use a heat gun. Doesn't need a whole lot, just get it warmed up. That'll dry that paint real quick. I'm gonna clean the brush quick and we'll come back and we'll start some actual paint. Alright, so I'm not real sure what we're gonna paint, as this isn't really it's more of a show new people some basics, because I'm not here to tell you exactly how to do your own, but give you some tricks that I learned off of other YouTubers that I thought were good. But we might lean towards a perch here. I'm gonna put a little orange, fluorescent orange in there. I don't have the cup on my gun because I don't know, I don't care for it. But we're gonna get a little orange on the bellies of these. One big thing I learned is you don't need to blast these baits with tons and tons of paint. Very little paint, couple drops really, to do a layer of paint. You don't have to go crazy on how much you put on. Honestly, you realize after you do a couple, less is better. Because obviously nature's not perfect. You're not going to have a bunch of solid colors. You are going to have a bunch of faded in, faded out, random colors here and there on natural things. So that's what we're trying to go for. Nothing's perfect, so don't try to be perfect while you're making these baits. So I'm going to throw some yellow in there. I probably should have did the yellow before the orange and then let the orange overspray over top of it, but I didn't. So we're just going to make just a little bit of yellow in there. Nothing crazy. Round up the top a little bit. Like I said, you don't have to blast these things. You don't need nothing to be solid colored. Oh, that one might need a hair more. I tell you, watch all kinds of people on YouTube. You really want to get in. I bet you I have, I don't know, 10 different people I watch on here. I still watch about people on here. Baker builds. I really like watching him, Zach Baker. He's very creative. Does an awesome job on his baits. Very informative dude. He's actually the clear coat I started using. I was using just a clear automotive clear, and I don't know, it just seemed like you need so many coats. And then still didn't quite give me the gloss I was looking for, and the durability, the thickness of it. And went to the Illumi UV. I tell you, I've only been using it for a couple days, but I tell you, it really sure is a game changer, I think. But let me clean this brush out, and we're gonna put a little green on the top, I do believe, and we'll see about something else here. All right, so we're gonna take this olive green and put a little on its back, I believe. Big thing for guys just starting, or girls. My wife actually paints with me a lot of times, but make sure you clean your brush a lot, because you will get so frustrated over, you know, a little bit of paint. You might have got a little bit dried in there, or something happened, and you will be more frustrated than it's worth. I tell you, nothing's worse than sitting there trying to, you got this bait working really good, everything's turning out really nice on it, and you got to put a layer of paint on it that's a nice finishing touch or something to it, and your gun just is gummed up. And there's not a whole lot you can do except for tear the whole gun down, give it a good cleaning, and go back. But if you're on a time crunch, you're not going to do it. So, you know, a lot of people in here don't, but me, between every color, unless it's like, you know, a light blue to a darker blue, I clean my brush. I just can't stand the irregulars that you get out of it. You get some splotchiness out of it, you get all kinds of weird stuff, so I just clean it. But, like I said, we're due to clean, so we'll clean it quick. Don't have to clean too much since we're going to black, but we'll get the majority out of it. We'll be back. Alright, so let's give these a little detail on the side. Put some stripes on it. Sometimes these are a little rough to hold on there, but there's a lot of times you're looking at your paint and you're like, oh man, there's not enough on there. There's enough on there. Believe me. Like I said, you don't have to be super painted. Now, I warn you, I'm going to flip this thing over. So this side's already painted. I just painted on that. I took the dryer and dried it, because if you lay that on there and you hold it against there, you gotta spray this, you are gonna leave marks from the other side on there that you do not want on there. So you gotta flip something over so you keep your stripes the same way. Good, do that, but make sure it's dry, because you will put some weird marks you don't want on there, and you'll be mad you ruined your bait. Alright, so I'm going to clean my brush, because oh no, I'm not. We're going to put a little black shadow on the top. Let's do that. We don't need a lot, we just want to shadow, blend some in here. I don't have to go completely black on top, but let it run down overspray onto the shoulders a little bit. I like to put a little bit on the nose there. The eyeball is. Now, to me, that's done. If you guys want to add different stuff, go ahead. I'm going to add some eyes, obviously, but I will let my bait sit overnight. Let them completely dry, gas off. Then I'll dunk them in the Illumi UV. And we'll bake it in the UV light. But other than that, that's a finished bait. So, if you liked it, let me know. If not, let me know too. We're all here to live and learn, and just kind of trying to show you guys what we can do and what you can't do. And believe me, I'm just an everyday guy that decided one day that I wanted to make my own lures. I've been making inline spinach for years, but this is new. I've only been doing it for a couple months. But I tell you guys, it's a lot easier than it looks. Don't be afraid to jump in. Buy cheap airbrush. Buy cheap assortment of paint on Amazon. Get you one of these helping hands. You can buy these. I buy all my stuff from Barlow's Tackle. Very good price. I haven't had any problems with any of their blanks yet. They sell like a Whopper Plopper blank I really like to use. A lot of these jerk baits and crank baits are all from them. You can buy all your paint from them. You can buy Createx from them. Createx is a little more expensive paint than what we're using here. It's a lot of Amazon stuff. But you can get into this fairly cheap. You can pretty much buy these 2.5, 3-inch jerk baits for $1 a piece. The more you get, the cheaper they get. So you buy, I want to say there's 10. If you buy 10 of these, you get a discount, and it's like 50 cents a piece. So definitely the Illumi UV. Get all your paint done, let them gas off for a day, overnight, 8 hours. Dunk them, throw them in front of a UV light. Within, I don't know, I'd say 5-10 minutes in that UV light, you can touch them, move them, do whatever, and they're good to go. They're ready to, put your split rings and your hooks on there. You're ready to go fishing. It's easy as that. Don't be afraid. Got any questions? Go ahead and comment. I'll try to answer anything you guys got. But let me know. Either way. Thanks, guys.